Malcolm and Marie is the brand new Netflix original film that's dropped today on Netflix, February 5th, and stars both John David Washington and Zendaya, and is written and directed by Sam Levinson, the creator of Euphoria. And it's about smoldering tensions and a painful revelations push a filmmaker and his girlfriend toward a romantic reckoning. The film is an hour 46 and is rated R. Welcome, guys, to a brand new Netflix review here on Max Talks Movies. Today, I'm talking about the highly anticipated Malcolm and Marie. Before I get into my review of Malcolm and Marie, please leave a thumbs up. That is the best way to support this channel. Also, if you want to keep supporting the channel, please comment down below your non-spoiler thoughts of Malcolm and Marie. Let's have a nice, fun conversation in the comment section down below. If you've seen the film, tell me this is one of your favorite films of the year, least favorite. Tell me, it's a pretty divisive film so far. Are you on the positive end, negative end? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if you're new to the channel, I do movie reviews like this, Netflix especially, every single Friday. I do TV show reviews, streaming platform reviews, and movie rankings. If you're into any of those things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. Now, let's get into my review of Malcolm and Marie. So I was pumped for this film. Obviously, this film was the first film to actually start shooting a movie during the pandemic. This is really when the pandemic started, where they started to change the entire set, made this film during the pandemic. And it's created and it's written and directed by Sam Levinson, who once again teams up with Zendaya from Euphoria. And if you know my channel already, I've already done 2 reviews of those 2 special episodes of Euphoria. And Euphoria is probably one of my favorite shows, if not my favorite show of that year. And these 2 episodes that they got, which also were directed and written by Levinson, were also very fantastic. Got Zendaya an Emmy Award win. So this connection for me, every time they will connect, I'm all for it. And then you add in John David Washington, who I've loved since Ballers, and seeing him pop in, getting nominated for Black Klansman, Justin Tenet last year. So he is just also, these 2 are just at the height of their game. So I was super pumped for this film. And I kind of knew what I was walking into. If you've seen, especially if you're a 40 fan, if you've seen those last 2 special episodes, it's kind of like this, where it's just basically just a conversation in one location the entire time. Very similar to Zendaya's special episode called Rue, which is just her in a diner having a conversation with Colman Domingo's character. This time she's in her house arguing with her boyfriend, played by John David Washington. But this film is very different from Euphoria, even though it has a lot of the same feels to it. But first of all, you can't talk about this film without the 2 major aspects of the film that absolutely work are, first of all, the actors who are giving award-nominated worthy performances here. From equally both Zendaya and John David Washington, they have amazing performances. And watching this film, you can feel that these 2 are just probably the best actors of their generation at the moment. They're both on a whole other level than you see a lot of other actors. And they've already been nominated at awards so early in their career. And it's really great to see. Now, obviously, I was kind of nervous about this film, too, at the same time, because obviously the past couple days, the Golden Globe nominations were announced on Wednesday. The SAG Award nominations came out as well yesterday. And this film, the actors and the film itself did not get any nominations. Now, the big snub was probably, people are saying, was Zendaya. Her category is a lot more debatable if she can fit in. These 2 performances are fantastic and deserve to be nominated at the Academy Awards. Hopefully, one of these 2 actors do get recognized for this film. But the film doesn't work without both of them being amazing. They each have their own rants about particular things, and the fights feel authentic. And they even bring up the fact of what is authenticity. And I thought that was a really great conversation. John David Washington plays his director, who they come home from the premiere, and just the expectations of, he does a whole rant about critics. And that's what a lot of people are talking about the film, is that they make it. John David Washington has a whole 5 to 10 minute rant by himself about critics. And it feels like that rant is ruffling, it's the critics are not liking the film because of possibly that rant itself. It's, ruffling its feathers. I didn't really look at it from that point of perspective. I don't think he was just yelling, all critics suck, all of this. I just think he took one example of in my opinion, a real critic possibly doing something like this. It just didn't hit critics the right way. This film is divisive, as I know. It has a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is just fresh, and it has a 74% audience score. So that's how I find those on Rotten Tomatoes. So that isn't really that high, but as you can tell, I'm being very positive. The script, also, the writing from Levinson, of course, is on point, just like it is in Euphoria. Really, really great dialogue. Again, the film can't work unless you have two great performances and a really great script, and that's what the film offers you. The conversations were really enthralling, really authentic, and really real. You can really feel that this really could happen, this conversation. Now, sometimes it feels a little too cinematic. Some of the, we need this argument to happen at this point. I'll get to that in my negatives. But most of the conversations really enthralled me in this romantic relationship. We literally, the opening of the film is them walking into their door, into their house, and that's the entire film in this house. You don't know previous history. You get told about their previous history with other people, but everything encapsulated in this one night after they come home from the premiere. I think it's very, very well done. Also, it's shot in entirely black and white. It's entirely black and white, very similar to Mank. But this film is very interesting because it takes place in present day, but it's shot in black and white. John David Washington brings up references to Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing, Barry Jenkins' Moonlight throughout the entire film, and what it's like being an African-American director. John Singleton was brought up. So there's just, it's a present day film that's shot in black and white, which I thought was very, very unique. I didn't really see a trailer for the film. I saw the poster and kind of knew what the film was about. But instead, I mean, it's a really enthralling conversations that happen throughout the film. And I'll get to my negatives right now, actually. For me, the film does drag a bit, especially in the middle. There's some conversations that you're like, we could have cut that down a little bit. And sometimes in the films, there's some arguments that are brought up that just feel like arguments to push the runtime to make it a film. I still loved the actors doing these conversations, but sometimes in the middle act of the film, it kind of felt like the conversations were just put in because we needed an argument. It didn't feel necessary. But overall, guys, even though the film does drag a bit, even though it's an hour 46, it probably could have been an hour and a half and then a 90-minute film, but it was an hour 46. And at times the arguments don't feel as necessary as other arguments. I still really thought this was a great movie. I think that a lot of people are negative because some people, this is hitting them really too close to personal, especially for critics who I guess are not receiving this film well. But I really, really enjoy Malcolm and Marie. So I'm going to give Malcolm and Marie on Netflix a 4.5 out of 5 and 87%. I can't get over 90%. The film does feel quite long, even though it's an only hour 46. But these performances, the direction from Levinson, the cinematography, the score from Lambernath, I mean, everything around the film is really fantastic. This is, in my opinion, the best film that I've seen so far in 2021. I've only seen 9 films. It's about to be 10 after I see Bliss later today. But I really did enjoy Malcolm and Marie. I thought it was a really good movie, and I really am hoping to see both Zendaya and John David Washington get the recognition at these award shows upcoming in the next couple of months. So thank you guys so much for joining me on my review of Malcolm and Marie. As I said, I'll be doing my review of Bliss later today. That'll drop on the YouTube channel. So you got to ring that bell, subscribe, like, share, comment, do all those things. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys very, very soon.